Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. It is hot and muggy and miserable out there, but that means summer is here and I'll take that over winter any day of the week, especially a New England winter. Before we start, I want to take a moment and personally welcome all of you new fabulous people to the channel, to the studio, to hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so much. Now, just to give you a quick little backstory on me for those that don't know, I am over 50, I'm a grandma and I'm married, and up until 2020, I had worked in the financial field, specifically in portfolio management. I've been an investment portfolio manager working for a financial advisor. Well, when 2020 happened, my perspective on life and happiness completely changed. I decided to follow my dreams, and my husband believes in me, and he built me this beautiful studio out of our old barn. There's still some things I need to tend to inside, but we are fully functioning and working at this point, and I love it. I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to convert our old barn into a useful space that's just for me. I love it. My husband's like, oh, you gotta get more chairs out here so we can hang, and I'm like, no, I don't actually. You know, man caves, she sheds, this is my space. I've always been very artistic my whole life. I found I have a real love for transformations with furniture. So here we are today. Now, I do have a signature style, as you know, and that is the custom pieces that I do, and really turning those forgotten, mundane pieces into quite the statement piece, something that's very custom and very beautiful looking. I follow my heart and I listen to the piece and I create it from there. But my signature style is extra in taking things to those next levels through decoupage, transfers, stamps, stencils, resins, you name it. I love working with many different techniques to get the piece exactly the way I want it. But not every piece is meant to be extra because they're beautiful within the simplicity of themselves already. Now, while those aren't my favorite pieces to do, I sincerely appreciate the understanding that I have that not every piece is meant to be extra. It's not meant to be custom. It's not meant to be changed. Some pieces are meant to stay exactly as they are with just a little revamp. This is a late 18th, early 19th century Gateleg table. It does have a single drawer inside of it. I am not a good wood identifier. I'm gonna own it and admit it. It's something that I struggle with, and I know a lot of you can relate to that. It's very difficult to identify wood, and I'm trying and I'm learning, and I've bought books to help me. I am not sure if this table is oak. I'm not sure, but it's a very heavy table. The base consists of 8 turned legs. Look at how pretty those are. Oh my gosh. So gorgy Georgie. Once extended, the table turns into a beautiful oval, and the base is a work of art, in my opinion. Not too feminine, not too masculine. I think they're absolutely stunning. This is not a piece for my home. This is a piece that I am going to sell. Therefore, I need to keep in mind what the consumers in my area are looking for, what's trendy, what's timeless, and what's going to sell the fastest. I'm pretty sure that this is stain on here, but because of the age of this piece, there's something I'm going to do to it before I even start working on it, and that is I'm going to give it a lead test. This little lead test kit is available off of Amazon and very affordable, and something I highly recommend having around. Even if you don't do this for a living and you do this as a hobby for yourself and you're beautifying your own home with pieces, get them for yourself. It's worth it. You just don't want to mess around with lead. Before starting my piece, I am going to take a picture so that I have what the before is. I have a book I keep all of this in, and that's what I use these little mini Polaroids for. I'm going to get this piece outside, and I'm going to sand the old finish off the top and the underside of the top because I plan on staining that At least I hope to. We'll have to wait and see what the wood condition is underneath. You never know what you're going to find, so be prepared to pivot if you have to. Don't have your heart set on one thing. When I turned the piece over, I found a tag on the underside letting me know that this is in fact a piece from 1936. It's made of solid maple, and it's by the Lewisburg Chair and Furniture Company. For the sanding, I am going to use an 80 grit to eat off the old finish. Once I have it off, I'm going to go over that with a 120 to start smoothing it down. And once I cover the area completely with that, I'm going to go up to a 220. When you're working with transitions with your sandpaper, you don't want to take too big of jumps between grits. You want to kind of gradually get it up there. It's much better for the finish. You'll have better results. And this is going to make mine as smooth as butter, as we say in Boston. No denying this accent. I wouldn't know an R or a T if I fell over one.
We wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
So after sanding, my surf prep is like really hot. It's been used. I still have a little bit in there that I need to get out, and I'm going to do that by hand. I grabbed a 16-piece contour sanding set off of Amazon for less than $35, and it has been a huge help in my studio. I use it a lot. It comes in so handy with all the different contours that it has for getting into different areas. I will pop that link below in the description. It's not an affiliate link. I don't earn anything off of it. Just a great product I am passing along to you guys. You know I love doing that. Moving on, I am going to give the base a good cleaning. I'm going to use my simple green to give it a good cleaning, and then I'm going to let it dry. And then I'm going to start right in on the base with my Beyond Paint in the Licorice Black. Classic, timeless, goes with everything. It's going to look really, really good. I'm excited to see it have the spruce up and just amping it up a little bit while keeping it very simple. I'm gonna paint. We're all on the same page. I'm gonna paint. I noticed that the biscuit joining on this end of the table was coming apart, obviously due to its age. So I just threw a little bit of glue in there and then tossed a clamp on it, put it back together nicely. It went in perfectly. I am going to come to this part of the painting process last and just work around it for right now. I actually got this piece back in March of 2024 at a yard sale. I paid $20 for it, and I'm going to list it for $175 when I'm done. And considering how little work has really gone into this piece, that's a really great profit margin when it does sell, and it's easy money. So that's the name of the game for me. Through the magic of editing, the base is done, and we can now move on to the top. I think this black looks phenomenal on the bottom already. I think this is exactly what it needed while keeping its integrity and its character. I applied 3 coats all together. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below what you think, if you like it better original brown or if you like this beautiful new black finish it has. Now we can address the top.
These dark stains that you see here is what I think is going to ruin the stain on it. It's not a typical wear mark. I don't know what it is because I do believe it's the original finish. These are all wear marks around the table that I love, but these just don't look good. And that was sanded and it did nothing. So I'm going to try some oxalic acid on. I mixed up my oxalic acid paste and I'm going to apply it over those really dark spots to see if we can get them to go away. It's a very easy product to use. I do have a tutorial about this on my channel. I will link it above and we'll see what this can do.
I am going to leave this to sit for 20 minutes and hopefully it's going to get those stains out of that area. And then you have to neutralize oxalic acid, and I'm going to use some borax to do that. It's super easy. You just add borax to water and you wipe it over it saturatingly. You really want to get a lot on there so it seeps into there and neutralizes all that oxalic acid so that I can stain and not have a reaction. But for now it's going to sit, and let's cross our fingers it's going to take our stains out.
Soon after.
When the 20 minutes was up, I used my rag and I got rid of all of the paste part of the oxalic acid that was on the top. And then using my cotton cloth saturated in some borax and hot water, I am going to really cover these areas. It has to penetrate down deep inside. I'm not going to be able to work on this tonight, obviously, because I'm really going to wet those spots, but you have to make sure that it's neutralized before you can do any type of a top coat, whether it be stain or wax or even paint. So I'm going to really give it a good washing.
The oxalic acid is neutralized on the top, and I'm actually going to let this sit and cure for the night before going on. That way when I come in tomorrow, I'll see what that's done. I mean, I do not think this is going to work, and I'll have to switch gears a little bit, but we're going to make it work and see what we can do. This looks so good. This was always meant to be black. I love it, but I'll be back in the morning. All right, good morning, guys. This is what we're looking at. So, you can still see it. Didn't do a whole lot. Kind of irritated, I'm not gonna lie. Here's my thought process. I've got hickory, which is a nice dark color, and I also have coffee, which is obviously a much darker color. I think I'm gonna mix the two of these together to come up with like a custom shade and see how it looks. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to spend forever on this table, but I do want it to look good. I don't want it to look like stains. So, let's see what we can make. I keep a ton of these, I guess you call them tongue depressors, but at Lowe's, they're like stir sticks, I think. I don't even know. But I keep a ton of these on hand so that I always can mix up my paints and whatnot. Okay. I'm in. Let's see what we got. Little bit nervous.
Because this maple wood is 89 years old, I'm actually going to give it a little spritz of water. I'm using my mister, so it's not a whole lot. You could also use a wood conditioner, which I would recommend on something this old. I don't happen to have enough, which is why I'm going to go with the water. All that does is allow you to manipulate it a little bit easier without it being sucked right into that really old, really dry wood. So I want everything to be even and smooth, and this helps me to get it there.
It's actually not bad, but I'm going to go over it with a second coat of the gel stain, and what I want to do is brush it on and leave it on for a little bit, and then I will pull it off. And that's gonna help me manipulate the depth of the stain that I actually put on there, allowing me to possibly leave it heavier in some areas, definitely lighter in others, as I try to cohesively blend the tones together to make those spots just not so visible. I don't hate this though. I will say that.
I worked my magic with that brush and the table came out absolutely amazing. I gave it 3 coats of clear shellac, sanding it in between to make sure it would be durable as it's a table, and I expect it to get a lot of use. And then it was done. Are you ready to see the after? Once again, here is the before. It was a very pretty table, but it was just lost in this old finish. There was no oomph, no pizzazz, no character. It was incredibly sad. And now look at the transformation. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love the black on the bottom. I think that was really the best choice for the piece. I feel like it should have always been black. And even though the top presented a challenge to me by having those stains, I was able to figure out a way to get beyond them and use them cohesively in the design of the top. And streaking is a way to do that. Some people say, oh my gosh, you left it streaky and it looks awful. That's only true when it's an accident. This is actually intentional, and I love the way it looks. By streaking it and leaving it heavier in some spots and lighter in the other, I was able to blend those trouble spots away, and you can't tell that they were ever there. I really love how this table came out. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Do you love it or what? Because I definitely do. I definitely love it.
Thank you for joining me today for this very simple revamp of this gorgeous 1936 Gateleg table. I feel I did it justice. I kept the integrity, I kept the character, I kept it within its own time period even. Just by amping it up with the black, it made such a difference, and I absolutely love it. Not every piece is meant to be extra, much to my dismay, but knowing when you can and when you can't is key in this business. I'm not creating for myself, I'm creating for others, so keeping true to myself with my own custom designs, I need to mix in the neutral average pieces that people are really gonna want for that timeless heirloom piece in their house, and I think this Gateleg table is a perfect example of an heirloom ready to be passed down. You guys spoke and I listened, and I have an amazing decoupage project coming up. Might involve a little embellishment, definitely some paint blends, but the transformation is going to be one for the books and one you are not going to want to miss. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss an upload, and be sure to give this video a like. Besides, you want to stick around. There's going to be another bunny coming up. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me in the studio for this very easy spruce up, and I will see you guys next time on the flip side. Bye, guys.